Hey. Hey, how are ya? So I have some news. It's more like olds to me, but I guess it'd be more like news to you guys. Anyways, so we bought a house. We bought a house actually a while ago. We bought a house last year, and I've been wanting to make a big fancy video about buying my first home because buying your first house is, I feel like, a pretty big deal. You know, I'm very proud of it. It took a lot of effort. It took us, 3.5 years, 3.5 or 4 years to do it. And it was stressful. The whole process was stressful, but we got it done, and we've been living here now for, 7-something months, almost 8 months. So yeah, the reason I am putting this video out is because I've just been taking way too long to introduce the house and introduce the new life that we have. And I don't like that because it's preventing me from making videos about the new house and the new life. All because I've been trying to over-perfect it. Just like when I was trying to start my YouTube channel, I was trying to over-perfect the first video. Or over-perfect is redundant. But I still want to make a nice video because, like I said, you only buy your first house once, and I want to have a good video to kind of commemorate that. But in the meantime, I just can't wait anymore because I don't know when that video is going to get out. I'm working on editing it, but everything, especially when you own a house, as I'm finding, everything takes so much longer because you have so many other things that are going on at the same time. So when we first moved here, or when we first bought the house, I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll be able to do this and this and this in like 3 months, or I'll be working on this in the winter. I'll be building my own kitchen cabinets by this winter of 2024 into 2025. Ha! What wishful thinking on my part. But when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about all these things individually, not in addition to everything else I have to do. It's like, yeah, if I could just focus on building cabinets or finishing the shop that I'm in right now, which I'll get to in a second, yeah, I probably would have been done with it by now. But there's so many other things like your washing machine leaking and your oven going out and the yard and everything else. There's a lot of other things. You guys know this. The other homeowners out there know this, but it's all new to us. It's been a lot, but overall, I've been loving it. I've been loving having space and projects. I love projects. It keeps me busy. It keeps me healthy, both physically and mentally. So let's get into it a little bit. So we bought a house. It's a ranch. It's a 1970s ranch, and it also has a pretty big detached 2-car garage, and that is now my new shop. This is it. This is my new shop, guys. It's just crazy that I'm actually sitting here after years and years and years of being like, I don't have a shop, and having to figure out how to do things and have projects without a shop after getting really into woodworking. But I am sitting in my own shop now. The whole shop, for the most part, is going to be dedicated to woodworking and all my other projects. So as you can see, it's not finished yet. I just got done. I actually just passed the rough-in electrical inspection the other day, which kind of made me think, you know what, I'm actually starting to make some moves on this shop. I better start making videos about it. And I've been filming a lot of the process so far. I haven't done a ton, even though it feels like I have. I've been filming all that, with the intent of posting videos on it once I introduce it and everything. But what I realized is, yeah, I could film all this stuff now, but by the time I actually edit the videos after I introduce the shop and the house and everything, it's going to be pretty much old news at that point, and I'm going to have other projects that I'm working on then that are going to make it really hard to edit videos that I did 8 months earlier, right? So I just want to try to get up to speed. It allows me to post stories when I'm working on stuff. I'm usually working on stuff multiple days a week out here, and I just need to get caught up. I need to get you guys caught up and start posting about the shop build. So the shop is, like I said, it's like a 2.5 car garage, 30 by 36, I think, or 30 by 30. And I'm gonna be finishing it completely over the next year or whatever, however long it takes me. It has radiant floor heat lines in here already, but they did not have a heating system in here. So I have to do that. I'm gonna be putting in a system that will hopefully heat the whole garage with the radiant floor, which would be good because I'm gonna be storing a lot of lumber in here and it will allow me to keep a very even temperature. What else do I have to do? Man, I got a lot to do. I'm working on doing some air sealing right now, and I'm also putting up all the truss baffles, the insulation baffles, so that I can put a ceiling up. I'm gonna kind of ball out on this one, guys. I wanna do things right, and I know I'm gonna do things overboard, but I'm gonna put up a smart vapor retarder, which will allow some drying toward the inside, and that has to be air sealed and everything. And then I'll put up a ceiling, and then I'll insulate with cellulose up in the ceiling in the attic area with probably like 16 to 18 inches of cellulose to get a good R value. And then after that, I'm gonna be doing insulation in the wall cavities. And I actually think, since I have a little bit of a, I don't know if it's called a stem wall, but I have one course of block underneath the sill plate. So the whole thing is raised up one course. I have 2x6 construction, but it's flush with the studs, and it makes it hard to insulate that area down there, that one course of block. And since all this is gonna be heated through the slab, the best I think would be to have exterior insulation, which it looks like they have exterior insulation up to the first course, but not continuing for that first course. It just goes up to essentially the slab outside. It's 2-inch rigid foam. So in the future, if I ever do siding on this place, I think I will put exterior insulation around the whole thing and go down to the ground with it. But for now, I might have to do some furring strips, fur out the wall a little bit, and then put some insulation down for that, like a rigid insulation for that first course of block down there. I'm also noticing that I am getting some moisture in here through that first course of block. So I'm trying to figure that out as well. It looks like there's some efflorescence salt buildup. So I just don't know. I don't know quite what I'm gonna do with that yet. But anyways, once I have the insulation up, I think I'll put the smart vapor retarder up and air seal all that, get the furring strips up, and then I'm gonna be doing plywood. My plan is to be doing a plywood, like a T111 siding in here so that I can screw into it wherever I need to. And having those furring strips will make sure I'm not puncturing the air barrier as well if I use shorter screws. So I definitely have my work cut out for me here, and that's just in the shop. We're also trying to plan out and build a fence because we have a dog and we want her to be able to run around freely. So with that fence, that's gonna be hopefully starting within, maybe I should put a timeline on it. Then post it on the internet and then I'll have to stick to it. Hopefully starting within the next month or two. We would have liked to start by now, but things have just been so busy. We had to buy a lawnmower, as one does when they buy a home. So I was trying to do research on mowers and finding a good rider because it's a pretty big yard. Got an older model and I had to do a bunch of work on that, like replacing the steering gear and then just general maintenance, trying to get that all polished up. But I wanted to release this video or introduce you guys to the house before we start building the fence, because once that happens, I want to be posting videos about it. I have very expensive tastes when it comes to materials. I want to do it right. I want to use good materials. I know it's not going to be cheap. Maybe I'll regret it later, but we're going to be using cedar, Western red cedar, and it's a big fence. It's going to be like 400 to 450 feet of fencing. So it's a lot of work ahead of us, but I want to bring you guys along for that. What else can I tell you? Over the winter, we actually tore out our basement. It was a finished basement in like 1970s vintage stuff with the paneling and the shag carpet and all that stuff. And it was cool. It had a cool bar down there, had a cool vibe. It was really dimly lit, but that created a cool vibe. But we found out, actually before we bought the house, we found out that the foundation wall had a slight bow. So, you know, when we bought the house, we had that all part of the deal and everything, that we were gonna get that fixed. And as much as I wanted to do all that work myself, the bank wouldn't give us a mortgage unless we hired a contractor to do it. So we ended up having to do that in January. Got that done. It looks a lot different down there, but it's way cleaner. It was pretty nasty when I was tearing that out. There was, you know, 50 years of dust or whatever, and mice in the ceiling and mouse poop everywhere and all that stuff. So there's gonna be a whole thing down there too eventually, as we have the cash to do it. But that whole basement is gonna be remodeled. The one wall that had issues, the foundation, is now braced, and we have interior drain tile down there as well. Not that we've had crazy issues with water, but it's just a level of protection I wanted before putting a big investment into materials and finishing the basement. So that is very exciting. I can't wait to be able to do all the woodworking and to develop that basement, have another living area for us. But that's not necessarily at the top of our priority list right now. But it will be coming at some point. It will definitely be coming at some point, and I'll be making a lot of videos about that. But for now, it's just kind of working on the shop, working on the yard, working on the kiln that we're building. I'll try to post more about that, and also working the day job. So got a lot going on right now. And it's fun. It's like, this is what I need to thrive, is I need a lot going on. It makes me feel like I'm present. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing things. It's good for me to be busy. So I think I'm gonna wrap this one up, guys. Again, sorry for holding out on you for so long. And I will have a video coming out eventually that's a little bit more grand and appropriate for the occasion of buying our first home. But for now, this is gonna have to do. So welcome to the new shop, and I hope you guys stick around to see everything we do in here. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so cool. There's endless videos ahead with the shop. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, welcome to my new shop. Follow me and I'll show you